Communications is key if we are to want people in our lives, especially through social media, right? We can communicate and be forthright about our situation here. Yeah, so I'm excited about the future, but see, for me, and for everybody, it comes in time. What, Shauna? What are you talking about? Well, the process that you're going through, the process of life, of course, we're here to make something happen, but a lot of times we're doing that and then God had a hand in it, and then it's time to change what God had us doing for a long time. Like for some people, especially, it's true with the astrology anyway. There's a 35-year transit, and I think that's the Pluto working on us by way of its aspects to us. Saturn. 2020 was a marker for a lot of people, right? That kind of suggested that change was happening in a weird way. Something hijacked it, by the way, and made it a collective fairy tale, I guess. So, but in general, though, each individual depends on how old they are. They're having a season that, yeah, you can kind of look and see. Either it's known or not known astrologically. It is known. Don't have to know anything about astrology. It's just that, well, see, I recently learned, well, the thing that's going on with people, by the time when we turn 50, we're having our Chiron return. And so I'm going through my Chiron return, and everybody, like with my age bracket, has Chiron in Aries, and we're kind of wrapping it up, I think, if I remember right. And it's going to go into Taurus, but all I know is that I'm going to be grateful that it's going away from my first house and in Aries. There's where it's been very rough on my own self-image, like how I see myself, and dealing with a lot of stuff coming up. Just I know that the process of change is such that it doesn't happen immediately, and we have some gearing, right, falling apart and trying to come back together better, and it's a hell of a process. See, it could be even spiritual awakening, right? Where, yeah, of course, I mean, that's really how it can go. Maybe some people don't have to wait until their Chiron returns. They learn some things beforehand. Maybe they have a Chiron aspect in their chart that's gnarly. But we're all helping each other home. I don't know how good the darned sound is. Promise to edit this part. If I didn't edit it, hit like and subscribe. Done editing. I was talking about, yeah, that Chiron return that pretty much makes us see something. Whoever's in my life, I wish that they talked. It's kind of creepy. I'm going through something, babes. It's so strange. I was hoping to get a little support in my relief fund. I know that social media is supposed to be a safety net, financial safety net, for the side of the organism that is human. If you can imagine, yeah, that's the truth. I mean, anyway, thanks for listening to all this. This is going to be a severely edited video, and I might put it in between videos that are coming up throughout this next end of the month here in August, and then kind of into September, I may or may not make more videos because I've made a lot, and I could start rifling through those videos and making content that is more streamlined and using AI to get subject matter kind of consolidated, right? And anyway, wish me luck on that one, and enjoy the videos coming up if they do come up, because I'm just about ready to not make the videos. I am making these videos because I know I'm supposed to, and I'm a motivational speaker. But you know, hey, I'm going to be turning 51 next month, and the truth is when you're about to have your birthday, it's kind of astrologically you're having your solar return, and technically like the sun is going through your 12th house. Is your 12th house gets lit up, and your 12th house kind of is Pisces, and it's a very secluded, subdued kind of place. It kind of recedes, and people get really quiet, you know, even though it's excitement and everything about having your birthday, according to Leo over there, who always has just a big pinata and a big, you know, cake, and who cares if you're getting older, right? So anyway, yeah, I'll be 51, and it's crazy, right? You go, I guess they don't tell us that people go crazy around about 49, 50, 51 for sure, right? I mean, 50, you know, because of the Chiron return thing. It depends on like really where it is in your chart. The Aries, the Chiron and Aries, I try to talk about it. It's very difficult. It's a double whammy for the organism there. Whoever has that configuration, it's the wounded warrior in the sign of the warrior who is handling wounds anyway. It's tough to be in Aries, but we are here. And hey, hi, how high are you doing? Anyway, try and be funny while Saturn is moving over my ascendant, but it's going backwards. And I think I've talked about this, and I've actually tried to edit some things. So thanks for listening. If I actually did let you in on some things here, I think it's very odd. So what I would say, just to wrap this very short video up, is to cherish the communicative relationships that you have, that they let you know that they love you, and you know, it's time to talk about what a good friend is. I think I wanted to talk about that, what love is, but really what a friend really is. To me, it's the same thing. I mean, it is the same thing when I talk about it. When you're a human being, you've rendered yourself achieved as love. That's somebody who's capable of being a good friend. And then there's the non-human being who is not achieved as love, and they are perfectly incapable of being a good friend to anybody. And there's something to say to that. Really, there is something like that there. It's a hell of a world, kids, because we have people that feign affection, right? That's welcome to Facebook, man. It's like, see, that's one thing you'll notice about, well, it has to do with, it reflects somebody's poor sense of boundaries, I guess, where the narcissist world, I guess you can call it narcissist, I don't know, but it's kind of toxic to me. You notice it. It's like, wait a minute, I don't even hardly know you, and you want a hug, right? How about that? The generation of people that, or whoever it is, it happens in this town a lot. Somebody called it the Idlewild hug, you know, and it's like, well, we kind of stay in the trees and we're happy to see each other, and then it's a hug people give, and it's like, and of course, 90% of the times it's a fake hug, you know, it's like, because you don't know that person. I mean, come on, man, that's a very intimate thing. It's a personal space, and right? And so, I don't know, talking about this while we have Jupiter in Cancer and the Venus coming off of the Cancer, it's I'm sorry, August 20th, and so I don't know when I put this video, but like and subscribe and send a positive emoji to me because I like seeing it, you know. Anyway, send money if you can. Of course, it's a relief for me. I'm in the middle of I'm changing, I guess, you know, my whole body. I mean, gosh, you know, come on, folks, I'm turning 51. I've been doing this here for, I think, 5 years. I think it was at least in 2021 that I started solidly making videos up here. And it's because, to tell you the truth, I was going through something pretty heavy duty, and it's not ended yet. I'm really looking at something that it's the same. What I'm going through is a slow change, and also listening to my spirit guides, right? And then also trying to work out, well, who is it in my life that I can trust about all of this stuff to get it going for me. I might be stopping making videos because of how complicating my life is getting. But see, somebody like me, that's like the worst thing that I need to really get serious about trying to make money on it, because that's what mainly is causing a lot of my stress, I guess, is when you can't pay a bill, and then, boy, it doesn't help to be attacked by people who see that you can't pay your bill, and then they are taking advantage of you right and left. Somehow, some way, it could happen. It's been happening to me, and right now, as I'm making this video, I don't know when you guys see it, but I'll try to post later, like August 15th and 16th and 17th. But anyway, this is the 20th, and you get the feeling that because 92% are teetering, it's just a statistic that the psychological studies are coming up with, the people who are teetering on narcissism. But like I said, if it's 7 in 10 that have narcissism, 3 in 7 are malignant. And so, having said that, you know, it's a pretty good amount of the population that are full on stone cold, not coherent. They don't allow reality in, and so that's kind of bleak for the kids, but for anybody who wants to live and interact, you know, the interaction can be poor, right? It's like, these people are not gathering it in, and that kind of awareness varies from person to person. Thanks for listening to this. So I still need help. This is so difficult. I don't like asking for help. This has been so difficult for me for the past 4.5 years, coming on here and ending up. No, it just ended up like, well, how long have I been begging for help here? I think about a year and a half. I think a year. I think at the most it's a year. I think, and it's a little bit too much for me. But the truth is I need to get like down home honest and really start communicating. And I'm being backed into a corner a lot. Well, I feel that. And now, is this the same fucking video? I was trying to talk about, like, kind of like what we are going through as individuals. Each one, we are going through a process, and it's different although it's different for everybody, their scenario and their story. I'm pretty sure we come up against a time when it feels so tight and like this very space around us is closing in on us, and that is actually a good time. It's when we are going to be transforming and moving into a whole different chapter of our lives, but it feels that way, right? So that's kind of what I'm going through now. Like and subscribe if you've ever been through that kind of passage, and it could be reflecting as everything, maybe everything you need to change in your life. You feel like you need to change it, but what you need to do is to look at everything and find out what you do need to drop that is creating that tight feeling, I guess. So wish me luck, and I wish that I could find better communications around me from everybody, as I'm going through this thing here. I'm going to be 51 on September 26th, and I'm hoping to be able to be better all around. I keep thinking that things will get better. What I like to do is meditate throughout the day and I find the energy of where I live to be, well, it's kind of challenging. My ancestry, I feel them so close to me nowadays. It's unreal. My mother, I felt her like she's here. And my grandmother and my great grandma and my dad, and but mainly my mother and my dad. I don't know why my mom is really, I felt like I think it's because I'm like, I want my mommy, right? I just don't have those people. I don't have family, and it's difficult. That's why I'm here a lot, wondering, well, hey, soul tribe, what's up? Hey, what's up? A lot of people don't have that story that their dad and their mother died early on them. Like when I was 38, I think was when they both died. That's early for some people, but then again, and then some other people have a terrible story of that they had abusive parents and they were narcissists and they didn't know what love was, and it was horrible. And nobody's perfect. My dad, a lot of times our dads are a trip, right? Or a lot of times our moms are a trip, right? But the main thing, believe this or not, if we can keep communicating, is to get over the illusion of them all, that they're just people, right? And we pass through people, we're passing through them, but they're just people, and they're not superheroes or anything. And see, that's the best that they can be, the highest role that they can be to one another, us and everybody, and that we can be to each other, is just simply a good friend. That's the truth. It's hard to explain what that good friend is like, but no, there's beautiful poetry that starts to speak about how good friends are with each other, which it needs to be pulled up and read. But one of the things is that about friends that is for certain is that that's the highest role that you can become to one another, is simply a good friend. Yep, that's talking about now you become a human being. Going further into the phenomena of what a friend is that you have become love. Yeah, the guru, the one that's kind of offset, but it's really just heavy. It's kind of knowing that it's not all about following the crowd, because why? Well, a lot of times maybe they're hiding inside of each other and they need to give themselves a break and everybody a break and get some solitude and meditate and get more solid in your presence and interest about anything. Yeah, the word involvement comes up to talk about, well, some people, it's not that, that, see, there's like the opposite of involvement, and that would be, sorry, it was right on the tip of my tongue to explain what's going on there with what, well, people that are like really detached and like, independent, but really it's non-involved or something. So you have to be careful of that, because people that don't get involved, they're not trustworthy, because there's an awareness that we are, and that is love. And the more present we can become to, if we can level up and get plumb to now, that is the most loving thing to do. And there's where kids handling higher learning tools, your body, but really what makes me think of sports for some reason, just get a ball and play catch, with each other, with a glove, or anything that has to do with, it's a complex thing if you want to think with me a bit about why it's really important to play sports together. But also what comes to my mind, of course, is music. But there isn't anything like music, but basically it's to be able to figure out what it's like to get along and play, get along. You go by a set of rules, and there's where you're playing fair with each other. You have boundaries a lot of the times. And see, it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's certainly not the southerly narcissists. A lot of times they can't play any darn game, because when they start falling behind in in a couple points and it looks like they might lose, they just blow up. Did you ever know anybody like that? Screw it. I've always just noticed I'm not good at these games, but I'll try it. But like the chessboard or the checkers or even or anything like that. But um, sorry, just babbling here, and I hope you like it. But no, I was an all-star basketball player, and I loved baseball. I couldn't get enough of baseball. And football, believe it or not, I love that. Of course, the tag football where you pull the flag football. I love all of it. I just okay. So anyway, happy birthday to me. It's on the 26th of September. And I'll try to continue to make videos if I feel inspired about something. Here's the promise also, is that I'll try not to do it with a bad head anymore. It's been getting really fucking bad lately. And why it's happening, and I blame it on Chiron and the Saturn thing. And then I'm also going through something in relationship that's like, man, I hope that I can get myself some help in the form of just people in my life. See, I don't really have a good social life, and of course, when you don't have that, then you're just not even going to get out of your pajamas, a lot of the times, which, I don't know, there's a balance to be had, right, people? And I keep being put in a weird, funky place because of an association that I feel is kind of dark for me. It's kind of too heavy. It's too manipulative. I've talked about it. I've tried to talk about it. I don't know if I let anybody in on it. It says that it's a 31-minute video, but if it's stopping it and it's apparently 20 minutes, I've definitely left a lot out. So thank you for being a viewer and everything. I think I'm going to be closing up some content as far as my what I'm doing here, unfortunately, you know, it's just going to sound more like I need money, and I do. And so thank you for your support. I will bother to put my address in this particular box on this particular video, and I'll promise I'll come up with a title. I'm a very creative person. I feel that I'm in crisis too much in my personal life, which has to do with the kind of the quality of the relationship that I have going on. It's very difficult to talk to that person, and they don't talk much either, and it's just creeping me the fuck out. So thanks for listening to that. And if they're listening to it, man, it's like, dude, man, we are old enough now, and he's a bit older than me, and it's like, I I just don't like the vibe. I don't. It's weird because it's leaving too much to my own imagination, which I think that that's the main reason for people to communicate, especially if they're friends, is, you know, it's like, well, why are you in my life? You know what I mean? And so start communicating. If there's no communication, recollaboration needs to happen. And so I do the best I can with what the hell ever I'm talking about, and it's not anybody's business, but really, we all have our own personal business. Thank you, and wouldn't you love to see? Money is to protect ourselves, but if we don't know how to use it, like how to be with it, like say if we're not feeling well, we're not going to be able to protect each other through it. We're not going to be able to see. It shouldn't be that the individual feels like that they are all alone and they have to like work that system and get and work and fight all of these people around them. No, there should be a socialist bank. There should be a social bank opened up. To close this out, unfortunately, you know, it's unfortunate that there's a huge amount of people that won't think with me on this. It's like this, okay? So you're in an institution anyway that uses money, because money is what happens to a people when they are highly uncreative. They have lost a lot, even the ground under their feet, and they've succumbed to the enemy. So they are caught in captivity doing their, and then they get mesmerized by what money and the education system will have them doing, right? And so, but see, don't you think that that's a system that is kind of going obsolete a little bit, maybe a little bit? It's hard to tell. Boy, they try to ramp it up. They're trying to ramp everything up like double time. And by the time we get to 2026, it's going to be 1926. Starting all over again. And they have managed to do this. I'm pretty sure. The big thing that's coming up is to get all entangled with, men and women are supposed to get all entangled with the marriage thing. And then also for sure it's like basically you get your house and your car, you get married, and you have kids, right? I've talked about this before, and I think I'll look for that video. It's like a very old video. Like, it's like 10 years old or something. And I'm just fucking crazy as hell, sitting on my bed talking about that gauntlet, you know, that it's like, yeah, you've seen the memes right on Facebook that says something like, isn't there anything more than the work, eat, sleep model? It says Jim Carrey, you know, it's like, well, not everybody has a life like Jim Carrey. And Jim Carrey will tell you that's not the life. He also was heard saying, I hope everybody gets $66 million so that they can figure out that money is not at all the answer, right? But when is it the answer, though? See, it's an answer somewhere. Well, in the institution. The answer is your creativity and your ability to experience joy because you've actually found something worthwhile that isn't money. You might be able to charge money for your what have we school that I think we're going to come up on that time. They talk about that it's the Renaissance. I think that word really means renaissance. No, see, resonance. See, isn't that weird how I'm pretty sure Renaissance and then resonance. I don't know. I'm going to look up the spelling right now and then trip everybody out. But hey, thanks for listening to this. And if you like those videos about when I start talking about, really, I've been downloaded with some things. I've tried to talk about it here. It's difficult what I'm going through in my 3D life, where, like I said, these people do not communicate, and it's just all I can say is like, okay, so I'm really grateful for this lesson to find out how hooked up it is to be in an association where people do not communicate, but you are being like mined of your very precious energy.